श्यामल कोमल दशरथ नंदन राम साई दया सागरा राम। दीनों के तुम राम साई राम राम राम। दीनों के तुम राम साई राम राम राम। मानव भंजन राम साई श्यामल कोमल
गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे। गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे। गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे। गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे। गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे। गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे। गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे। गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा हरे। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गोविंद गोपाल दामोदरा। गिरिधर गोपाल मुरलीधर हरे।
जय मां जय मां दया करो साई मां।
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 मुक्ति प्रदायिनी प्रेम प्रदायिनी शांति प्रदायिनी माँ मुक्ति प्रदायिनी प्रेम प्रदायिनी शांति प्रदायिनी माँ जननी माँ जननी जग जननी साई माँ जननी माँ जननी जग जननी साई माँ दया करो साई माँ जय माँ कृपा करो साई माँ जय माँ जय माँ दया करो साई माँ मुक्ति प्रदायिनी प्रेम प्रदायिनी शांति प्रदायिनी माँ जननी माँ जननी जग जननी साई माँ दया करो साई माँ जय माँ कृपा करो साई माँ जय माँ
दया करो साई माँ शंभो शंकर देवा
शंभो शंकर देवा
शंभो शंकर देवा शंभो शंकर देवा भोले बाबा महादेवा भोले बाबा महादेवा पीताम्बरधारी मुरारी कल्याण कृष्ण कमनीय कृष्ण कालिंगमर्दन श्री कृष्ण गोवर्धन गिरिधारी मुरारी गोपी मन संचारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी मुरारी गोपी मन संचारी मुरारी गोपी मन संचारी गोपी मन संचारी मुरारी गोपी मन संचारी वृंदावन की तुलसी माला पीताम्बरधारी मुरारी पीताम्बरधारी मुरारी कल्याण कृष्ण कमनीय कृष्ण
जगदीश्वरी दया करो माँ, जगदीश्वरी दया करो माँ, शिव शंकरी कृपा करो माँ, शिव शंकरी कृपा करो माँ, साईश्वरी रक्ष करो माँ, साईश्वरी रक्ष करो माँ, ईश्वरी भला करो माँ, परतीश्वरी भला करो माँ, शिव शंकरी कृपा करो माँ, शिव शंकरी कृपा करो माँ, जगदीश्वरी दया करो माँ, शिव शंकरी कृपा करो माँ, साईश्वरी रक्ष करो माँ, परतीश्वरी भला करो माँ, शिव शंकरी कृपा करो माँ, शिव शंकरी कृपा करो माँ, जगदीश्वरी दया करो माँ।
रघुपति राघव राजा रघुपति राघव राजा रघुपति राघव राजा पावन सीताराम राम जय राजा राम राम जय राजा राम राम जय सीताराम राम राम जय सीताराम राम राम जय राजा राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम राम राम जय सीताराम राम जय साई राम बोलो राम राम जय साई राम बोलो राम राम जय साई राम बोलो राम राम जय साई राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय राजा राम 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 जय सीताराम राम राम जय सीताराम राम जय साई राम बोलो राम राम जय साई राम 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 जय साई राम बोलो राम राम जय साई राम पतित पावन सीताराम
मन मंदिर में आओ साई
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 साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
सदा निरंतर बजो साई राम
सदा निरंतर भजो साई राम
सदा निरंतर बजो साई राम
सदा निरंतर भजो साई राम
गिरिधर नागर नट वर्षा
गिरिधर नागर नट वर्षा
गिरिधर नागर नट वर्षा
गिरिधर नागर नट वर्षा
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
मन मंदिर में आओ साई
मन मंदिर में आओ साई
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
सदा निरंतर बजो साई राम
सदा निरंतर भजो साई राम
गिरिधर नागर नच वर्षा
गिरिधर नागर नट वर्षा
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
साई भगवान दर्श दिखाओ
मन
offering our collective pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. I welcome you all to this special evening here in London, and I am delighted to be your host as we come together to celebrate compassion, humanitarian excellence, and the power of selfless service. We are all truly blessed to be in the divine presence of the leading mentor in the world today, spearheading the global humanitarian mission. This mission of service and spirituality spans 80 countries, including the UK. He is uplifting the lives of millions of needy individuals and has been doing so every single day since 2012 through free nutrition, education, and healthcare initiatives under the One World, One Family mission. I also take this opportunity to welcome our distinguished guests, supporters, and friends. Whether you've traveled here from near or far, your presence tonight is deeply valued. And additionally, to all those watching around the world, we thank you for joining us. I would like to extend a special welcome to the first batch of girl students who have completed their post-graduation and are working in the mission of service and spirituality. They have traveled across Europe, through Turkey, Greece, Italy, Croatia, Netherlands, and now the UK. Witnessing firsthand the impact of the various service projects and immersing themselves in the diverse cultures of these countries. In the Maha Upanishad, there is a saying, "This is mine," or "this is somebody else's," is the reasoning of the small-minded. Whereas for those of broad mind, think of the world as one family. This has been the central principle of Swami's mission. Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai's contributions to humanity include over 1 billion meal servings throughout the world's largest morning nutrition program, ongoing education for 10,000 students, which includes the Rural Scholarship Program in India. This is India's first private rural medical college. Healthcare consultations for more than 3.6 million patients, thousands of free pediatric cardiac surgeries, and all of these services are given absolutely free of charge to all of the beneficiaries. His tireless efforts and inspiring leadership continues to create a model of selfless service that touches lives across the globe. I'd now like to request the Chairman of Anugram Charitable Trust of the UK, Dr. Girish Malhotra, to give his welcome address.
On behalf of Anugram Charitable Trust, and with deep reverence to our beloved Sadhguru, I welcome you all here and all that are joining us during the live streaming of this program around the world. It's very difficult to speak in front of a personality, of a mentor, and I will say of a global leader. Whether at this moment we realize that, whether that's to come, I have no doubt that all that glory is yet to come. And you all are here for a reason. There's no coincidence that we all are here. We can call it that we are spiritual aspirants. We can call it that we just like to come and be in the presence of a divine being. But all of us are blessed to be here. Swami teaches so many things on the basis of love and compassion. But I want to talk about our good fortune to start with. If you want to talk about a few definitions, Swami has often said there are three things which are unique to aid you on your spiritual journey. And these are, firstly, to take a human birth. We don't realize how many times we've been here in different forms, and we have taken on this human birth, and that in itself is a blessing. Number one. Number two is to have that yearning for God. And that's what brought us all together as one family. Human birth, yearning for God. But the third magic ingredient is the guidance of a Sadguru, just as we have right here. We are all blessed to have that. I see here so many different faces, families, individuals, uncle, aunts, mothers, fathers, sisters and brothers. And each one of us regards ourselves as part of one unit, one small unit. This is my family over here. That's somebody else's family over there. But if you notice the revolving sign that's on here, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, one world, one family. Until we can reach that understanding, then we don't really, or we are not really using this opportunity, this boon that's been given to us to be present even today and to have this opportunity. So if I talk to anybody, usually it's about aspirations. If I talk about aspirations, everybody's aspiring to do something, aspiring to be something, aspiring to achieve something. The aspiration that we all need to develop within us is to recognize the divinity in everybody and in everything. Having love for your own family is actually quite normal. It's not exceptional. Having love for your extended family is also really quite normal. But to develop that love and expand that love so that you feel somebody else's pain that's not connected to you by blood, by relationships, or anything like that, that is a wonderful aspiration that we should aspire for. So how are we going to do it? We can just say, yes, I love everybody. Throw my arms around the world. Words are easy, not difficult at all. You can say, I love everybody, etc. But if you have love, let's take the example where you have your closeness, that unity in your family, and you love your family. So how do you express that love? You express the love through action. Through all the actions, you will not allow your immediate family to suffer in any way. If you see even the smallest thing, you'll jump and rise to the occasion. It's my family. Just imagine the power, the vibration, the thought, the action. And just imagine what can be achieved if we start to expand our thinking, our aspiration, to recognize the divinity in all and in everyone that we encounter. That is such a powerful thought. And believe me, everything in this world starts from a thought. So what do we need? We need to start to put our love into action and not just have words. If you see some of the statistics that were read out just now, you have to pay attention to the statistics. I know statistics go over people's heads, etc. They do with me as well. But the amount of humanitarian work that's been carried out by relatively few people, it is expanding. As you may have recalled one statistic, that we're up to 80 countries around the world that are now joining in and taking part and want to be part of this ethos of one world, one family. You can only do it by putting that love into action. So having love is very good. Having love with compassion, very desirable. But having love with service, so you put into action by having love and service. They go hand in hand. That is the way that you're going to express that love and make a change in the world. And what we need is a paradigm shift. They call it a critical mass. And each one of us here actually is a beacon. And talking of beacons, we have the postgraduate students that are with us. They've come through with just this, I'm going to wind up quite soon, just this ethos of one world, one family, recognizing the divinity in everybody and everything. And they are the beacons that are going to take the mission forward, along with all of us, because we are all going to be beacons of this. Because as soon as you have that thought, as I said, everything in the world starts with a thought. As soon as you have that thought, you will act, or you have the opportunity to choose to act. And that's very interesting, how you will choose to act or ignore the thought and put it out of your mind. I won't go into the deepness of that conversation, because I'm sure you'd much rather, just as myself, want to see some of what's been going on. And this evening is to showcase some of the work that's going on. So we do have a summary video of this global humanitarian mission. And do pay attention to this, because it is very, very profound. And I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you. Sai Ram.
One world, one family is the ethos at the heart of our mission. This ideal comes from an ancient Indian principle which considers the whole world as one global family. And as a family, we believe all our family members deserve care and support. Across the globe, we serve millions through 3 pillars: nutrition, education, and healthcare, all completely free of charge. The Annapurna Morning Nutrition Program began in 2012, providing breakfast for just 50 children, and has since grown to become India's largest morning nutrition program. Today, millions of school children across India and beyond receive the Sai Shore multi-nutrient supplement, helping them begin each day nourished and ready to learn. At our mission, we believe education is every human being's birthright. With a global presence and multiple campuses throughout India, we provide free education from grade 6 to doctorate studies, ensuring every student receives a well-rounded, values-based education that combines high-quality academics with moral and spiritual values. The Sri Satya Sai University for Human Excellence opens doors previously unimaginable to children from underserved communities. By offering quality higher education to those traditionally overlooked, and with a strong emphasis on empowering women, we're breaking the cycle of educational disparity and promoting gender equality in education. Meanwhile, our Skill Development Center equips rural youth with job-ready skills, and our scholarship program supports education for thousands of rural children. Our commitment to empowerment is also demonstrated by People's Shores, an impact sourcing organization in the United States. We help youth from marginalized communities gain skills for the digital economy. This innovative model delivers high-valued business services while transforming lives and uplifting communities. Our vision for accessible medical education became a reality in 2023 when Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi inaugurated the Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research, India's first free, private, rural medical college. This institution aims to nurture noble-minded healthcare professionals who are dedicated to serving the underserved members of our society. Our healthcare mission goes beyond treating illness. We're pioneering solutions to bridge critical gaps in accessible medical care, and through our network of wellness centers, mobile hospitals, and multi-specialty facilities, we bring free healthcare directly to underserved rural communities. From preventative care to complex surgeries, at our hospitals, there are no billing counters. Since 2016, we've expanded beyond India to serve communities across the globe with the singular goal of leaving no person behind. Exemplifying this ideal, our Sri Satya Sai Sanjeevani centers form the world's largest chain of free pediatric cardiac hospitals, giving new life to children with heart defects. Continually growing needs worldwide, we're expanding our healthcare facilities with the world's largest free hospital, a 600-bed facility that demonstrates our dedication to accessible healthcare for all. Our vision is clear. A society where life's value is measured not in wealth, but in compassionate service to those in need. And this vision only becomes a reality with the contribution and generous support of our global family. After all, we are all one world, one family.
Sadhguru has expounded that we truly are living in times of great transformation for humanity. It is up to us to grab this wonderful opportunity that has been given to us with both hands. Here in the UK, many like-minded individuals who resonate with these ideals are doing much needed seva for the needy. We would now like to showcase this with a short video of the seva that is being done by the UK Anugraham family. If we can please have the video. would like to humbly pray to our beloved Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai to bless us all now with his divine message on this beautiful and most blessed evening.
I think there is a speaker before me. It's Mark Twain who said, the two most important days of your life are the day you are born and the day you know why. Our Girish mentioned that the three blessings that every one of us has received is to be born, first of all, to be born as a good human being. The second blessing is to seek the purpose of your life. That is the two most important days. And the third is to have a teacher, a guru, a guide to tell us how to proceed on this path so that we achieve the purpose of our lives. The first gift of being born is given by the parents. Parents give you the gift of this body. We are born to them. And that's how we get the first most important date in our life. And the second most important date, when we know why we are born, what is our purpose and how to achieve that purpose, is given by a guru only. Most of the parents have their own understanding, their own ideas about what the child must become. In India, it is very clear. If you are born a boy, you will be an engineer. If you're born a girl, you will be a doctor. So parents have their ideas, they superimpose it on their children. But that's not the purpose why we are born. We are born as individuals with individual purposes. So yes, some people may be born as leaders. They will be born to sing, born to dance, born to do business, born to lead the country. Many reasons. But the ultimate purpose of one's life is to know the truth, to realize the truth of divinity, that everything is divine. That is the ultimate purpose. So yes, there are small purposes on the way. You can realize God through being a doctor, or you can realize God by being a singer, or by being a teacher. There are many small milestones, but the ultimate destination is to realize God. And that realization means you feel one with everyone, you feel one with the whole creation. You'd see them all as a part of you, and you as a part of all of it. So there is no distinction, there is no division there. It's all one united whole. That is the ultimate experience or understanding of what it is to be a realized being. So he's right, we are born the first day, we know that we are born because our parents tell us this is the day you were born. The teacher tells us what is the purpose of our life. And the day you meet a teacher like that, that is the second most important day of your life. So I hope you know both the most important days of your life. You all are aware of it. If somebody is not aware, I'm sure you're aware of your birthdays. You can't be not aware of that. But the second part of it, if you're not aware of it yet, seek the guidance of a teacher, a guru, and get to know what is the purpose. And purpose is just not, I'm born so I'll eat and I'll grow and then I will, learn something, then earn something, and then have a good time. That's not the purpose. That everybody does, even animals do, isn't it? They're born, the first most important date, they also know about it. Probably they don't have birth certificates unless you're in a zoo, but most of them are born to parents and they know that first most important day. The second most important day for the animal kingdom is, as Shankaracharya would say, Ahara Nidra Bayamaitunam Cha Samanyametat Pashubir Naranam. Baba would say, Kana, Pina, Sona, Marna. That's not the purpose. To eat, to procreate, to sleep, and to avoid any dangers. These can't be the ways of human societies. Animal kingdom works like this. And human societies have a bigger purpose than just to make yourself safe and secure, make your kids safe and secure against other wild animals and other issues in the forest. Human beings are more than that, meant to be more than that. And so Shankaracharya says, Dharmo hi tesha madhiko vishesha, dharmo vihinam pashubhissamanaha. Dharma is the one that differentiates humans from animals. That is the second most important day. That you are dharma, what you are born to do. Once you know that, that is when you become a human from an animal. Otherwise, all our instincts of hunger, sleep, procreation, all these are animal instincts only. There is nothing great. In fact, animals do a better job of everything. They eat in a disciplined way. We don't even have that discipline. They eat natural, we eat processed food and get into all kinds. I don't know of animals having diabetes and heart problems so far. Because they just eat what they need to eat. Even a lion, if it kills to eat, once it fills its stomach, it doesn't eat for the next few weeks till it feels hungry again. He doesn't go on killing morning, afternoon, evening for the sake of just enjoying a meal. That is not their way. So also the whole of creation, you see, it has a discipline of its own. They have never deviated from the discipline. So actually, in terms of following your basic fundamental instincts, animals are better. They have a reason and season for everything. But humans don't have that. So in fact, if you really want to differentiate and distinguish yourselves, then we have to do better than animals, right? That is the first thing. Are we doing better than animals is the question. So what is that better than animals? Better food, better beds to sleep on, a better way of schooling our kids, better safety measures against disasters and enemies? No, that is just a sophisticated animal life only. But the better than animal thing is the dharma that we are born to do. And that dharma is what is the fundamental core principle of all our philosophy, our spirituality. And dharma is our, in simple terms, it is duty, but more importantly, it is the very purpose. So Sri Krishna keeps repeating in Bhagavad Gita, because this Arjuna was there. He came all prepared to fight the battle, isn't it? I will kill everybody who comes in front of me today. I'll finish off everyone. He was so angry and wanted to take a revenge. But the moment he lands in the battlefield, he looks at his uncles and in-laws and cousins and his teachers, gurus and grandfather. He's lost his discrimination. He says, how can I kill all of these? They are my own. Let me beg and eat rather than kill and have their blood on my hands. And then Krishna says, wait. This is not spirituality. Don't act like a saint when you are not one. Your job is to fight this battle for the sake of establishing the law and the righteousness in the world. You are not here to abandon all this and walk away in the name of spirituality or non-violence and all those things. That's not your lot. You must fight. And then Shri Krishna tells, this is your dharma, kshatriya dharma. And swadharme nidanam shreyaha. He says, better you die doing your dharma, paradharme bhayavaha, than to follow somebody else's dharma, which is, I want to be a saint, I want to give up everything and renunciate and walk away. That's not your dharma. And then Sri Krishna gives a long talk on Bhagavad Gita. And the end of it all is, he says, this is dharma. And I always put the essence of Bhagavad Gita in simple terms. It starts with dharma kshetre, kurukshetre, savayeta vayutsavaha. And then the end is dhruva niti matir mama. So I keep saying mama from the last one and dharma from the first shloka. If you take mama dharma, I'm here to do my duty, do the purpose for which I'm born. And doing anything else in this life is not going to help us find fulfillment. Making money is a part of the process, but it is not the ultimate purpose. Or teaching somebody or singing a song or being a doctor or a social servant, everything is a part of the process which leads us to the ultimate purpose. As I said, these are milestones. If you want to come from London or whatever city to Chigwell, and there are other places in between that you have to come from. Those are all milestones. They are not the end destinations. But nevertheless, you have to cross all of them to come here. Likewise, these things, a job, a family, and then looking after your kids and your elders and everybody around, these are all milestones that ultimately lead us to the purpose. I wish my speech is not that boring. Girish, you made me lose an audience in your speech. Looks like I'm going to lose another one in mine. So we are even. Children, that's why I love children, because they are so honest. Like they don't pretend like all of you, oh, we have to listen to the discourse and shake our heads. As if we understand and enjoy everything. More importantly, as if we are going to follow everything after this. Kids like, this is boring, stop it. But anyway, that is their time, so they can have it their way. And yesterday I was there in Grisha's home, and I was just getting up after giving some gifts to girls, and I said, okay, I'm hungry, I must go. And there's this little girl sitting in front of me, all of 2 or 1 or something, I told, okay, so I'm going. She says, no, sit down. She wanted to continue have the conversation. I don't know how much she understood. I had to sit down. And then I had to sit down and listen and talk and sing a bhajan and all that. And after that I told, now can I go? I'm really hungry. Then she said yes. So children are children. They are the super bosses. So I also bend in front of the children because they're honest. They're truthful. They're not pretentious like most of the people in the world. So even if it's a guru, he has to listen to the child. But child doesn't have to listen to my discourse. They can be themselves. So where was I? I was in such a serious topic, Went for a toss now. I have to really find my words. I was talking about dharma, and doing the right thing is dharma. Whatever is God has given you to do, being a parent, being a teacher, a professional, a devotee, whatever is done, do it the right way. And every time you keep doing it right, at the end you reach the right place, which is your ultimate destination, which is to realize that all this is one and the same. Unless we realize that, we have not achieved much in our lives. The biggest achievements in the world are nothing in front of knowing who you truly are, in the sense as divine. So this teacher's role is that. Basically, when he started the topic of Guru, so I thought I will explain what is my job description. My job is to let you know this is your ultimate purpose. Do whatever else you have got to do, but see to that it is taking you on this road. And at the end, realize that you are divine. You are none other than divine. That is our basic Indian spirituality. And people ask me, okay, if I realize divine, what happens then? I said, that is the ultimate joy in life. It gives you a sense of happiness, a sense of joy that is unparalleled. Nothing in the world matches that. And we are all seekers of joy, isn't it? Our scriptures call it Ananda Pipasu. We are thirsty for Ananda, for the highest joy. So all that we do in life is to attain joy of some sort. If you're hungry and troubled, we want to have some food. Food gives us joy at that time because it solves our problem of hunger. Likewise, in life, we keep on seeking joys one after the other, but at the end, we are still not done with it. I meet a lot of elderly people. They have achieved everything. They have kids, grandkids. They have so much of wealth. They have name. They have done everything and been there, done that. But at the end, there is some sense of dissatisfaction. I said, you shouldn't be dissatisfied. All that you thought would give you joy has given you. Or God has given you all that. Then what is lacking? Some sense of completion is not there. Something is missing. Then I tell them, this is what is missing. That pursuit of God is missing. That's why despite all the achievements, you have still felt that void. Like I was in Greece a couple of days ago, and I remember Alexander, who went all the way from Greece and went all the way till India, actually conquered most of the world. But then he met a saint in India who cared nothing for his status, power, position, or even the threats to his life. And Alexander was surprised. He said, I have never met another person like this who is so bold and courageous to stand up to me. And then he sought guidance, and that is how the sage guided him. That everything is ephemeral, everything is transient. And all this wealth that you talk about, before you, hundreds of kings have fought for the lands, and after you also hundreds will fight. You are no great. Don't try to think that this is the greatest thing that you could do, to conquer earth. It's not great. Conquer yourself, he says. You are still a slave to your desires. I am not. I have no fear, therefore. So that changed Alexander's perspective, is what I was telling. So he told his people, and he was almost tired and sick, and he knew he will not reach Greece alive. He tells them, when I reach my place, put both of my hands out of the casket and parade me or my body around the whole city. Let people see I am going empty-handed. I'm carrying nothing with me. That sense of purpose, that teacher in India taught Alexander, who realized that what he was doing was not right, and that was not the ultimate achievement. So this is how teachers come in our life, gurus come in our lives to guide us. And the word guru, as we know, is the one who removes darkness. And how does he do that? He does not switch on the light and show you things. He simply opens our eyes. Things are there in front of us, but our eyes are closed, we don't see. That is the darkness. We are capable of seeing it, but we don't see it because we have shut our eyes. So the shloka goes, Ajnana timirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. The one who opens our eyes, which are stuck due to ignorance. Like when we wake up in the morning, eyes are stuck, it's very difficult to open. That effort Guru helps us to make, opens our eyes. Then how does he do that? He applies the ointment of wisdom and helps us remove that stickiness and help us open our eyes. This is the job of Guru. So he doesn't bring anything new to show us, nor he switches on some light to make us see. We are capable of seeing the truth, but we are unable to see because our eyes are stuck in ignorance. So he tells us to open them, and he helps us by applying the ointment of wisdom and releases the eyelids so that they can open, and that is how we see the truth as it is. So that is the job of the Guru. So I am the one who just helps you open your eyes and see what already exists. So my job is quite easy, see, that way. I don't have to bring something from somewhere to show you. I don't have to teach you something. I don't have to make you walk some distance to find something. Right here and now, opening your eyes will help you achieve that. But then why don't we open the eyes so quickly? Why do we take so much of time? Because we are dreaming. We are in one dream world and dreaming away to glory. All the wealth, all the relations, all the name, fame, it's all happening in our dream. He is here to wake us up from the dream and say, open your eyes, all that you're dreaming is not true. This is true. Everything is divine, is true. But we don't want to give up that dream. There was a king, it seems, who dreamt that he had a floating palace. Today we have, of course, all these floating palaces in terms of planes, and I was in Dubai and I know those sheikhs and their planes, they're really floating palaces. With all the oil that Mother Earth blessed them with, they have palaces that float. But in those days when there were no planes. So this king woke up and said, I dreamt that there is a floating palace. Now I want to call all the architects and engineers in my kingdom and make them create one floating palace for me. Now he's a king, everybody has to oblige if they want to survive. So all the architects were called, all the wise men were beckoned, engineers came. They said, we can't create floating palace because such a thing doesn't exist. But the king says he has seen it in his dream, so it must be true, it has to happen. And he started punishing those who could not give a solution and an answer. So at that point in time, the wise man, one old wise man came, his own minister, and said, this man is not going to learn this way, he'll kill all the architects and engineers are going to lose their lives. Let me do something about it. So next day he came in tatters. Somebody had torn his clothes and beaten him up, that kind of get up, and he came to the palace and the court and started shouting, get out from that place, get down from the throne. I am the king, I must go and sit there. So king says, what's wrong with you? Are you in your senses? Have you lost your mind? I am the king, you are not the king, you are a beggar. He says, no, I am the king, you are the beggar. And then they had an argument. The king said, I think he has lost it. But then he explained, last night I dreamt that I was the king and you were the beggar. Therefore, I should be the king and you, not you. He said, that was a dream. In dream, you can dream anything. You can be the god of the world. It doesn't mean it is true. He said, that's exactly what we are trying to tell you. You dreamt of a floating palace. Doesn't mean that's going to be true. So, when we are dreaming away happily in this dream world, that's what Adi Shankaracharya says, that Vishwam Tyaktva Swapna Vicharam. Think that this is a dream and give up the pursuit of it, this mad pursuit of it. Because one day the dream will end. And then we are in for a shock. Oh, all that I did, was it not supposed to give me the ultimate joy? Was that not the real purpose of my life? And the answer is an honest no. Then we are in for a shock in the last moments. Oh, then what do I do now? There's no time left to do anything. So this awareness, this realization of the second most important day of our life, what is our purpose, which is to realize our divinity through various paths. That is the most important second day, which animals are not given to have it. Most of the animal, like humans, also cannot appreciate it. because they're too satisfied and happy in their own world of khana, pina, sona, marna. But people with some punyam, some good deeds of the past, some grace of gods and gurus, they get this opportunity to learn about the purpose and then find a teacher who can guide them through the purpose and teach them how it can be achieved. So this is what I go around telling everybody in the world, that you have a purpose. You are just not born like that. Nobody is useless, nobody is unwanted, nobody is an accident in this world. Everybody has a purpose. And that purpose ultimately is to realize that you are divine and everything around you is divine. And that's when all the differences disappear. And your heart expands infinitely to encompass everybody as your own. Girish was mentioning in his speech, we look after our kids. Somebody prides himself by saying, I sent my kids to Oxford and Cambridge and Harvard, and I got them married in the most wealthy families, and I did this, I did that for my parents. I got them the best of the house in the whole of the city. I got them servants to look after. Everything, whatever they say, they boast about all that they have done for their kids and their parents and their relatives. I tell them, even animals do that. Don't they? Don't they look after their own kids? Don't they look after their own people or own tribe or own pack? They do. Nobody teaches them to do this. They don't come around telling, I taught like a lion doesn't come and boast about that I taught my cub how to hunt. Or a monkey does not tell that I taught my kid how to climb a tree. Or a bird does not tell I taught my fledgling how to fly. Or I looked after them when there was a snake which was attacking our nest. Or another tiger was attacking my cubs. Nobody boasts about it, but we humans boast. So just doing that is not human being. That is only a being. That is a creature. Every creature does that. From smallest insect, try and kill that small wasp. It will also attack you back if you try to attack its nest. Or a honeycomb, anything. They will attack you back because you are destroying their likes, their kinds. They will not leave you. Likewise, we humans also, if you only think about our kids, our people, our blood relation, or at best extended families, we are no better than animals is what we do. So our expansion is our purpose. And what is the expansion? When we also are capable of sympathizing and loving and serving and looking after somebody else's children also, not just our children. When we are able to help somebody else's parents also who need that help somewhere. When we are capable of helping another brother, another sister who is not related to us by blood, nor by any relation, unknown, far away somewhere, then we are evolving from animals to humans. And when we keep doing that, and one day our heart expands to embrace everyone, we become God. Because God's heart has place for everything and everyone. This expansion is our journey, our purpose. And contraction is death, as I say. And expansion is life. When the river contracts, it just limits itself to a pond or a pool or a puddle, it immediately starts stinking. Mosquitoes breed there, it dies. When it flows, that is when it gives life to everyone, and it also is alive. It merges in the ocean. So our lives should be like that, an expansion life. So what can we do? Yes, look after yourself, your kids, your elders, your friends and relatives, because that's your first duty, but that's not the last duty. Last duty is to take care of somebody somewhere far, far away, not known to you, not related to you, yet you feel for their pain. You sympathize, you are sensitive to them. That's when we become a better human being. And in the series of evolution, starting from single cell amoeba or whatever we were at some point in time, to the Homo sapiens that we are today, what is the next thing in the evolution? Superhuman being from a normal human being? No, the next evolutionary step is God. That is the final stage, because humans are the final crest jewel of the creation. Next thing is you become God. God means not with hundreds of hands and heads, and God-like, which is so loving, so compassionate, so accepting, so embracing. That nature is what is the next thing that we have to evolve into. And that is the purpose that a guru teaches. How to do that. And simple, behave like God behaves. If you want to become somebody, you imitate it. Some kids are there. They look at their father dress up nicely, or put on shoes and suit. They also want to wear a suit and a shoe and things like that. They want to imitate them. Many kids I've seen, they see their fathers shave, they also want to shave themselves. They feel proud. I'm like my father. Exactly, we have to do the same thing. Just imitate our great Father in heaven, as they say, God, who looks after everybody, doesn't discriminate, doesn't differentiate, loves everyone, forgives all. Same nature, if we start developing, we also will start becoming like God. And that is when we become happy, truly satisfied. So this is the purpose. That's what we have to follow. And Guru helps us to do that. So when I tell a new project, or I tell you should do some seva, go to people who are hungry, homeless, and give them some fresh hot food like you do in your Grace Kitchens. Or you go and build a school and put children into schools who are simply loafing around because they have nowhere to go, no parents to look after. And then get them educated, turn them into good human beings. You are expanding your heart. Or somebody who is sick somewhere far away, help them build a hospital, or just you said send an ambulance, or give some equipment. What are you doing? You're actually expanding your heart. Every time you stretch your hands to do something for somebody who's not bound to you or related to you in some way, you're not obligated by some reason. You're doing it simply, sheerly out of your love or unconditional love and compassion. You turn into God. You inch closer to your reality. This everybody should do, smaller. So you may say, so how much should I do? How much is really enough? Till you feel like God, you must keep doing. You should not, good should lead you to God. So how much good should you? Till you feel like God, keep doing good. That's what I say. If you don't feel today still like God, it means you have still some more work to do. And that is how you keep expanding. The more people you love and embrace, the more people you serve and sacrifice for, the more you become God-like. That is the kind of life that our devotees should first lead. Because unless you create examples out of yourselves, how will it inspire others who don't even have this opportunity to have a guru? They are languishing in some dark, in closing their eyes and hitting against walls and pillars, dream walking or sleepwalking all the time. To them, somebody has to wake up and say, you also wake up now and see the truth for yourself. So that is the greatest service, turn into another teacher. That is the greatest service we can do. But being in the world that we are in right now, seeing things that are happening around us, we can't just be insensitive and cold. We can't just turn away and say, oh, that is their karma, they're suffering their karma. I have done good karma, I have good job and family and everything. You never know what's coming next. You can't be too sure. So doing good helps us to become better human beings. That brings a lot more grace to us. Why do you build a hospital in Sri Lanka? Not just because you are a Sri Lankan expat or something, no. Because there are people there also who need this help. Why should you build a school in Mandya? That is because those kids are also our kids. Why should you go to some old age home and serve somewhere in some corner of the UK? They are also somebody's parents. They are also like our parents. This is the idea of one world, one family. One world, one family is a very simple idea which can help us expand our heart and then make us feel like how God feels. Yes, do your duty, do your part of whatever you have to do for your families, but do beyond that also. Just don't stop at that. Once you have taken care of your needs, your kids, whatever your family duties, what next is the question you should ask. That next is to go about doing things for others. And those others will slowly become your own because you have done something for them, you feel for them, you feel that they're a part of you. They all also feel that they're part of you. This is how it goes on expanding. Today, some people had come from this Vidya Jyoti Trust. It's a small trust which keeps doing bore wells, boreholes for drinking water in difficult countries like Ghana, Cambodia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and all these places. Water is there under the earth. People are thirsty still. All it needed was to drill a bore well and then give them the hand pump, and they can drink their own water. You didn't create water from somewhere and bring them. You just put the mechanism to make sure that water comes to them. That's bringing prosperity to their lives. Why should somebody go and do this for somebody somewhere? Because those people are also our people. We feel the same thirst. We feel the same hunger. And if we can do a little in our own might, why not? This is how little good starts transforming the world. They sent one very typical patient to our hospital in India. I think I mentioned about it in one of the talks, but for the joy of it, let me repeat. So these people are, they follow a certain sect of Christianity. And in that sect, they are not allowed to do blood transfusion. And we didn't know that. So these people sent that boy all the way from Nigeria, 3-year-old fellow, with his mother. And they come to India after all the visa processing and medical whatever and tickets. Finally, when the kid is here, the mother gives a shock. She says, you can do the surgery, open heart surgery, but you can't do any blood transfusion. Our surgeons are at the wit's end. How is that possible? If some emergency happens and then we have to do blood transfusion, she says, no, I'm not going to sign the consent at all. Then they talk to the local priest of their, institution. He says, he tries to convince the mother. Imagine the priest is telling the mother, it's all right. Jesus won't be angry with you. Let's do this. Mother says, no, I will be a heretic. I will be disobeying the law or whatever. Then the father somewhere in Nigeria is sitting. He has not even come. He says, not possible. We will not allow. And this goes on for 1 month. I think Deepak and Mona were there to deal with them. And did all kinds of convincing talking, but no, the mother wouldn't budge. I was in the US. And they sent a message not knowing what to do. I said, just tell them that if they don't agree, then we won't do the surgery, you won't take the risk. Probably they were just waiting also to see whether we are really, honest in what we are saying, that we may need, we might need the blood transfusion. We can't take the risk. So finally, whatever happened, all the talking, niceties, convincing, the mother said, I will sign the consent, but you have to ensure that to the maximum extent possible, you won't transfuse blood into the child. So our people also agreed, saying that even if there is 1% chance of not transfusing, we will not do that. But should there be a risk, we have to do as per the medical protocol. So finally they agreed. Surgery was done very carefully. No blood was required. Fortunately, they didn't have to break their religious laws. We didn't have to lose the patient. Finally, the child got cured. They went back. Now they were telling the father is so happy because he understands what happened. But all the love and concern that the hospital showed, now he has become their volunteer there back in Nigeria. He's helping them drill more boreholes. That has transformed the father. Till date, the father was only thinking about his child, right? What happens to my child? He should get a surgery. He should be okay. Today he is helping drill more boreholes so that more children can have safe drinking water, clean drinking water. This is the transformation that goodness can effect in the world. You do one good, it will inspire somebody to do good. So now I told them, go to Nigeria, help those kids also in Nigeria, in our Joy Village. So this is how we can transform the world, you see. But you have to invest in goodness. If you don't invest, how do you make a return out of it? You don't do it only for yourself. They are also ours. With that feeling when you do, they will do good to somebody. That good will pass on to somebody. And finally the world will be a better place. There won't be any criminals. When I go to Nigeria, I have to carry personal security. You don't want the UK where you have to carry your personal security guards with you, right? You don't want criminals around and threat to your life because they don't know what to do with themselves. They had no good education. They didn't have means to earn a livelihood. Then they will only beg, borrow, or steal. That kind of world we don't want to create. So somewhere this investment comes back to us. May not be directly, but maybe one day your grandchild might have to go and do some work in some difficult country and he would be safe. She would be safe. Why? Because the world is a better place now. Why? Because you invested 3 generations ago in their education and their well-being. Therefore, today your grandchild lives in a better society. It's as simple as that. So this is what we must do as a foundation. They're doing a lot of work. Continue to do that and continue to do it with more vigor and more enthusiasm. See, when you ask for God's blessings, God also looks at you and looks at your balance sheet. What exactly this devotee has done. He has done a lot of bhajans. Good, that's for my glory, their satisfaction. But what about my other children who are starving or shivering or sick? God will always look at that. That's why you remember the story of Krishna and Draupadi when Krishna cuts his finger, apparently while eating sugarcane on an Yugadi day. That's coming, Yugadi is coming on 30th. And while his other wives look for first aid kits running around getting a bandage or something, this Draupadi not able to bear the sight of Krishna's bleeding finger, tears her new sari which she wore for the festival and ties it as a small bandage around his small finger. And Krishna is mighty pleased. And that bandage, that little piece of sari, comes to her rescue in her times of need. It becomes an inexhaustible supply of silk, which protects her honor in the court of Kauravas. This is what God does. He looks at our balance, He looks at our karma account and says, have they done any good at all? Okay, if they have done good, I will give it multifold, but I need something to start the process. If there is 1 0 over there, then you can't do anything with it. You may say, no, God is supposed to be unconditionally compassionate. Why should He look at my merits and what kind of God He is? But He is also a lawmaker. Not even lawmaker, law implementer. Krishna says, I am Dharma Gopta. I am the protector of law and I am the implementer of law. So law of karma He has created. Why should He break that law of karma? So He looks at that. God is compassionate. Why? Even if you do little, He'll do a lot more than what you are deserving of. But to begin the whole thing, at least there should be something that we should have done. That's why He keeps saying, do good, because you don't know what's coming next. Only God can help us in many situations. And how much good you should do, again I have answered. Till you feel like God, keep doing good. At one day, first day, you may not feel like doing too much good. It takes time to let go. Swami used to say the Telugu poetry. He was a poet himself and he used to write. And one thing I remember, he says, Lobi varini champa lokambu lopala kottavaddu valani tittavaddu dabbun adgina takchane dabbuna tachachu unnamata telupuchunnamata. For those who know Telugu, it's very beautiful. He says, you don't have to do anything to greedy people in the world to kill them. You don't have to kill them by any means, the greedy ones. Just ask them for money and they will die. Because they're so greedy, they can't part with their money. So the moment somebody asks money, they will die on their own, he says. That is the truth. Swami is jokes in the poems. But the idea is that the moment we ask people to sacrifice, no, that's not possible. Ask me for anything else. Otherwise, I'll give you free advice. I'll give you some sympathy and all that. But don't ask me for anything of my own. I'm not going to sacrifice. So this is the joke that used to crack on people who are very attached to their wealth and position and everything. So the idea is that unless we make a sacrifice, we don't grow. We don't grow into a better human being. You can't have all of it and you also grow. No. You have to let go of something to grow. And that letting go is the process of evolution. And that is how we have given up so many things, isn't it? We had skills to swim and breathe in water as fishes at some point. We gave up those skills to come to the land and crawl like crocodiles, amphibians. Then from there we became birds, and then from there we became primates and whatever. We have given up a lot of things in the process of evolution. That's how we are able to be human beings proudly today. Similarly, unless we give up this humanness of us, this selfishness of ours, we can't grow into the next species, which is God. This is a process. That is how we have grown till date. So we should continue to grow even from here is the whole idea. So do work together, work as individuals, but do work to develop the society into a better place. And for whose sake? So that your grandchildren will live in a safer society. There will be less crime, less mugging, less violence, so they don't have to worry about their safety. That is the kind of world that we want to create, and it is possible. I'm not saying it's possible tomorrow, but it is possible in a few generations from now. But somebody has to start the process, and somebody has to continue it. So this is the job that us as devotees of God have been given. This is the ultimate purpose, to grow into God, but through the process of sacrifice and service. So everybody must ask him, every day, have I made a small sacrifice today? Have I inched closer to God today? Have I given up some selfishness for the sake of somebody today? If not, then we have not grown that day. That's a wasted day. So think like this and grow from here is all my request is. You all will be coming. At least most of you should come to the birthday celebrations. And it's a 100-day event, as you all know. And every country is representing its culture, its philosophy, its work, seva on that particular day. And I think the UK day is which day? November 11th. Okay, November 11th. That's close to birthday. That you are very lucky. Not everybody got dates close to birthday. In fact, some countries complain to me, why have you put us in August and September? You should have put us close to November. I said, show me how much work you have done. Based on that, I have given dates. So closer to 23rd November means you have done more work for me. That is the only merit that you have. So I told Bhuvana, look at the countries that have done most of the seva, and because it should be worth presenting to the world what I have done. So look at that and then accordingly go backwards. So if you want to get closer to 23rd November, you have to do more seva. You are still at 11th November. It means you still have some more days to go. You have not done enough. But you are doing, I know you are doing your bit. But I also want to tell you, last time also I came, I told, we are building the 600-bed hospitals. Last time when I gave a call to all the devotees, they came up, they supported. Out of 600, 300 beds were supported so far from around the world. So we are halfway through that mark. It means what? We have to double up our efforts and cover the other 300 beds before July, August, because I need to get the hospital up and running. So please go back, look at your bank accounts and your husband's bank accounts and tell them, Swamiji still needs 300 beds. As you see, I can't tell this to small. I can't go to Nigeria and tell them do this for me. I can't tell, so many other smaller countries that we work in. There we go to give. Here is where we can give to them, right? I did not tell you to build a hospital in UK because it is not necessary. You have the great NHS or whatever it is going to become in the couple of weeks that follow. But you have a system in place, something. But there are countries, there is no food. I was meeting Malawi people in Africa. The only meal of the day for those kids is the meal that we give. And it's nothing much, it's just porridge made of corn and soya and I don't know what else, and fortified with some nutrition mix. And Pune was telling me that some of the girls, they were getting them married off by the time they hit puberty because these girls will be hungry and will be asking for food all the time. And the parents were fed up because they didn't have food to give. So they said, get them married or sell them away. Do something with them, but don't keep them here because she's asking food all the time. Imagine, for the sake of a bowl of food, they had to give up or whatever, abandon their own kids. That is the country that Malawi is. That is also the world that exists, not in a parallel universe, right here on the same planet. So to them we have to give. I can't ask them to anything. But the people of UK, you are better off, you're well off. God has given you certain abilities, certain endowments. This is where you have a role to play. So that is why I didn't say this in other country. But I'm telling here that you can still do more. At least take up another 100 beds as all of you together. And add to that. We'll finish the hospital. I want to make sure it's ready by November 23rd. And I also mentioned, I'll put up a small nameplate in your name, which will immortalize you in some way. Imagine your grandkid comes and says, which is my grandfather's bed. He says, that one in 3rd floor, that ward, 5th bed is your grandfather's. You can do that. But I was telling Anugraham and Grish, this is all nice part of it. We have to also build a sewage treatment plant. And that's a big project because without that, I can't run the hospital. Government won't allow. You have to process or whatever, treat the effluents and sewage from the hospital. And imagine it's a huge hospital. And the patients and their attendants and the ashram doctors and staff, that will run into thousands of them worth sewage every day. So I was telling Grish, no, I can't put up somebody's grandfather's name on sewage treatment plant. I don't think that would be a very honorable thing to do. So I told Girish, you people, look into your own ways and we will finish the sewage treatment plant through Anugraham Trust and you few trustees work on it because if you want, I can always put up your name and pictures. Imagine walking into the ashram, the first big sewage treatment plant, Girish Malhotra, Romi Tandon, Vigneshwar. That would be a sight. But if you don't want to do that, silently do that seva. And finish that plant before the hospital starts. I won't get license. See, they won't give license to run the hospital unless safety measures, the fire safety and so many other things infrastructurally are ready. And most importantly, the effluent treatment plant is ready. They won't give otherwise any permission. So that's another job I have given Anugraham Trust to quietly do it. But as I said, should you want your name and pictures, I'm more than willing to put it up on the plant. but we can nicely mention down, supported by the people. Because it's not a very, what you call, glamorous thing to do. But that is also seva. Even they serve who stand and wait. Likewise, even they serve who build sewage treatment plants for a big hospital, not just the operation theaters and all the fascinating, glorious and glamorous things. This also is seva. So that I have told Ingraham to do any which ways. Meanwhile, the other devotees, please look into how can you help put another bed that we cover those 300 more beds. And this I'm going to tell the devotees of the United States also, because again, they are people who can do this. And there are other countries where we have to give. Fiji is there, we built a hospital for them. Sri Lanka, we built the hospital for them. Nigeria, we built hospitals and schools. So these are the countries which we have to give. The others will have to support. Why? Because we are one world, one family. That is why we have to do. My speech is getting unbearable. I think they're tired. You just take a. Just come from the school, hungry. What else I have to tell? That's about it. Do more good to more people in more ways. That is our motto, isn't it? And be divine and do divine. That's our goal. And how can we do? Just behave like divine and you'll become divine. And the behavior is to accept all as your own and then do what you can for their betterment. And not just for their betterment. Actually, it's the betterment of the society, the world, and more importantly, your own betterment. We ask in everything, what's in it for me? This is in it for you. Your evolution is in it for you. Safety of your future generation is in it for you. The better world means a better life for everyone. That's in it for you. And more than anything else, the second most important date of your purpose is in it for you. And that is how you find fulfillment at the end. So you have still a long way to go. The devotees and followers, especially of the United Kingdom, you have to work together to bring a better world. And definitely it is possible. I'm an eternal optimist. A radio journalist met me in Assisi and asked me, how do you believe that this all will change the world? The way the world is today, still wars are happening still. And there are new presidents in new countries and new governments in new countries doing things differently. So how are you going to believe that things are going to change? I said, if I just look at the size of the problem and give up saying what is not worth even trying, then nothing is going to change. It's going to get worse. At least I will do my bit. I will die satisfied that while it was possible, I did what I could. I know I can't solve the whole problem for everybody, but we did what we could do. I think that's our joy, our lot. And more than that, we have evolved, isn't it? We benefited from the process. So that's enough for us. That's what I told them. So this is how we must think. Don't get into this negative thinking and don't deal with pessimists and those who are eternal, doomsayers, that nothing is going to change in this world. This is going to get worse than what it is. What's the point in doing anything good to anyone? People are anyway selfish. Don't get into that kind of wrong thinking. Think positive. That impact you made in that Nigerian kid's life inspired the father to drill a borehole in some village in Nigeria, which has helped more people drink water today, safe water, less diseases, and they grow food. Something has started, right? Good enough for us. We can create those little oases of kindness and compassion in this desert sand of the world, selfish world. That's our lot. Let us do our part. God will be happy with us. We will find eternal joy. That's good enough for us. So this is one thing. And the other job I've given to Grish and others is that we must have a center somewhere where I can call all of you. I can talk to you, I can feed you, I can look after you, we can have value education programs, we can have many cultural discussions, spiritual discussions. I can't go on from hotels to hotels and do this job. 10 years are over now, of this work in the UK. I think next year you should find me a place where I can sit and talk. Find it somewhere, not inside the Buckingham Palace, I'm not asking that, but decently close to the city so that more people can come, right? Yeah, I like this area, this Chigwell, Essex, and somewhere surrounding where you have a decent place. All I need is what? All I need is a place to stay and a hall, a small gathering place, which we can, even if we don't have to begin with, we can always put up a marquee on the land and start like that. We should have an address. You can't run a global foundation without a proper address. I think in the UK you must create a proper address and a place where we can gather together. And also on the other days, the other programs like our value education or anything else, discussions of spiritual topics. I will send students, see these are all grown up now and they are willing to go anywhere. Why do I take them around the world? Because I want to tell them what to speak during immigration and how to get into the countries. So they know what to do with their passports. But more importantly, I have students of Vedic studies. They're very brilliant. And they can come and teach Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita. They can clarify a lot of doubts because they've been trained very well. So I want to place all of these people around the world, especially in countries like here, where they don't need food and clothing and those needs are met. They need to evolve from here. For their sake, these classes can happen. And I will send some children. So I told today in the morning also I was mentioning, let us look for a place where we can have our own center, where everybody can come. And we don't go from hotel to hotel. It is not nice, not anymore. In the initial days, yes, like any company that starts small, it starts an office under a staircase in a rented place. But after a certain time, it doesn't suit us. It is below our dignity. Let's work towards that. So there are three things basically. One, get the beds going. At least the UK should take up 100 more beds and get that burden off my back. The remaining I will tell the Australians and the Americans to do, because they are the other two wealthy countries. Then do the center wherever possible. It should have enough land to park cars and for people to come in, go out safely, no congestions. And third thing, the sewage treatment plant. Yes, these are three things you people should achieve by next 2 before November and 1 by time. So I'll come for the next visit only if you give me an address. Don't give me your home addresses and these hotel addresses. I'm not going to come for that. Yeah. So these are the things I'm sure you can do. All of it together you can do, right? So that's all I wanted to convey. A lot of blessings to everyone, and be divine, do divine. Above all, you have all the grace and blessings. You have all the capabilities to achieve that divinity. Just put some efforts, which is to become a little more expansive in your love for everyone, right? And think of somebody also other than yourself, your family, your kids. And you will definitely grow into better humans and finally into God. With these words of blessings, I will come back again only when I have an address. And that can't be a home, that can't be a hotel. So remember that. That's good enough for me, okay? A lot of blessings to everyone.